Hello, baseball fans. Thank you for joining us for another episode of 6 Inning Stretch with Whit Merrifield and Lindsay Dunn, brought to you by Betway, and we are on location in Atlanta, Hot-lanta. I'm pretty sure we're on the surface of the sun right now.
Welcome to the South.
It is.
It's a beautiful thing.
I'm happy about this because I am from Canada and it snows, 6 months of the year if you're from Saskatchewan, so I'm enjoying that I'm melting. You can call me Lindsay the Lobster after, but this is a special moment because you experienced something you haven't experienced before. You were a member of the media. Do you think you're going to need therapy after this?
No, I mean, I don't feel like I was super media guy. I felt like I was just a friend with a mic, working his way to talk to some other friends. So whenever I don't know anybody anymore on a personal level, I might feel more like the media, but today it was fine.
You know me as a personal level because we're best friends, but you definitely were the cool kid in class today, what I experienced, because anytime we'd go up to a podium, everyone would be like, "Whit!" Or when we were walking through, just fans would stop you asking for autographs. So just how is your ego doing after this as well?
It feels good. Ego's feeling pretty good. It's always nice to see old friends, and I think they were so happy to see me because they don't have to see me on a day-to-day basis anymore. I can get pretty annoying, so I think they were just excited to see me first time they see me in a while, and I think that was where the joy came in. Like, hey, we haven't seen you in a while, so it's great to see you one time. Now talk to you for 2 minutes and then see you in 6 months, kind of thing.
This show is brought to you by Simply Spiked, and we filmed the episode in Hot-lanta where it was 37 degrees Celsius, 98 degrees Fahrenheit for my American friends, but I'm not complaining. I love it. But you know what would have made the day perfect? The OG summer classic, Simply Spiked Lemonade. Nothing like a tasty, cool, flavorful drink on a hot summer day. Simply Spiked has been bringing the juiciness since launching in Canada in 2023 and now has 3 flavors for you to try. Let me tell you, I love the new limeade flavor. Pick up Simply Spiked at your local liquor store for your next summer hangout. You must be legal drinking age, and remember, celebrate responsibly. I'll bring down that ego for a moment, though, because for extra innings, we usually show a bunch of videos of whoever we're going to interview, and today we interviewed a lot of people, including Vladdy. Anybody we wanted to talk to, pretty much you had a moment with, or we gave them the mic. We need to talk about your credentials and the text message you sent me and then the follow-up.
Yeah, so I was just sitting on my couch the other night and got an email from MLB saying the following credentials from the Nation Network have been declined. Big red letters, declined. Scroll down, and I'm the only name underneath that. Whit Merrifield. So I sent you a text saying what gives, and I could sense the panic in your voice, via text. So I said, hold on, let me just shoot a text real quick to the commissioner's office, and within 3 minutes, I had a pass.
Yeah, no big deal. Text
no big deal.
the commish. No big deal also, seriously. I've never experienced this much sweat on my hands or anything. This is amazing. If you were listening to the podcast, please just watching to see how much Whit is not sweating in this moment. Oh, wow. Okay.
It's coming. It's coming. This shirt, there's going to be some spots on this shirt and beads of sweat coming down the face. We just need a cheer wine and some fried okra, and
we are good to go.
Be like a regular summer day in the South.
Another extra innings moment that happened. Like, there were so many players that would interact with you. And when we looked at Aaron Judge, it was like 8 people deep in front of him. It was constant, like, madness around him. But he goes, like, daps you up big times. What was it like having those little moments throughout the day?
Well, we played together for years. I mean, we know each other.
Yeah, but doesn't mean he has to like you still.
Yeah. Well, we didn't play on the same team, which is probably why he likes me. No, it's cool to see those guys. I was over there talking to Max Fried, who was a teammate of mine here in Atlanta, just saying hey to him and asking him what it's like to be back here in Atlanta and congratulating him. And then Judge, AJ, like to call him,
okay.
Came up and said hey and got to talk to him for a minute. It never amazes me how big that human being is. Like, I've played against him, seen him out and hung out and for years now, and still every time I see him in person, I'm like, good Lord, dude, you are huge. And it just wonder what it's like to feel that sized, It's a big boy.
Yeah, I have that thought about myself often.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what people think about me often is I'm so huge and people are like, hey, big boy. I don't know where I'm going with this. So
okay,
let's just go to let's go to the actual media part of it all. Well, actually, you experiencing it as a player. Let's go to that first. What do you remember about the 2019 All-Star game?
I think probably the thing I remember the most about it was just it was a whirlwind. There's a lot happening. You're trying to soak up every moment, but the thing that sticks with me the most was an off-the-field thing with my brother and sister, where there's parties, like you show up, and there's always parties at night. I remember that year we went to an Adidas party, we went to a MLB party, and then an MLB PA party, the Player Association. And the PA party is the best party. And this one was kind of right on the waterfront in Cleveland, and Shaq was DJing. My brother was 19 at the time. So we got him in without getting his ID checked. Well, he had an ID that said he was 21, but we didn't have to use it. And so he's in there, getting drinks and having a good time. And then in our booth, we're posted up. We're backed up to Kate Upton, to Hannah Jeter. Travis Kelce comes over and says, hey, because we know each other from Kansas City. And so my brother's just taking it all in, having a drink next to Kate Upton and Hannah Jeter and listening to Shaq DJ and saying what's up to Travis Kelce, and looked at me at some point in the night and goes, man, it's the best night ever. So stuff like that is kind of what sticks with me, and especially from that specific one, that was a cool night.
Legendary brother moment right there.
Yeah.
What kind of free swag do you get as an All-Star? Because you've been three-time All-Star.
Three-time All-Star.
Sorry,
lead with that. We lead with that always.
Three-time All-Star. Whitley.
You get a lot of cool stuff. Like you walk into the hotel you're staying at, there's a convention center set up with all sorts of vendors. And the first one's always like a duffel bag. So you can put all your stuff in it. And it's everything from hats to sweatshirts to golf shirts to shorts to pants to shoes to socks to underwear. I mean, literally anything you can think of clothing-wise is usually there. And then there's some other stuff like bobbleheads and just cool stuff that people are trying to get in front of influencers like ourselves. We're big social media influencers.
That's right.
So yeah, it's a fun deal. And the first time you get a little overwhelmed, and then you try to play cool second and third time. Like, I'm been through this. I don't need to go through the swag line. But then you're kind of like behind your back, shuffling everything into your bag. So it's a really cool deal, and it's a great, fun experience, and I enjoyed every time I got to come.
How many of those items did you re-gift to people?
A good bit, yeah, a good bit. That I would always try to go towards the end of everybody, so if they had extras, I could snag another one for my dad or my brother, and so yeah, I got a lot of. I took full advantage, that's for sure.
When we talk about gifting, this is so random, but you brought up Hannah Jeter. I want to talk about Derek Jeter. When he was playing his last season, every ballpark was doing like a retirement tribute to him. And I remember at the Rogers Center, they gave a bunch of money towards his charity, but then they gifted him like this amazing trip to Banff and the castle. And I was like, come on, he can afford to go on his own. Do you think he actually used that?
I hope he did. Yeah, I was supposed to go with my wife on our honeymoon, actually. We're going to Banff from the Fairmont, Lake Louise. During the winter, we had a great deal set up. And then she ended up spending the night in the hospital after our wedding. Not because she had too much consumption, but because she got really sick. And I got to wake up after my wedding night alone in the bed, which was kind of sad, but kind of a shout out to her for not waking me up as she got herself to the hospital. But then we had to cancel our Banff trip. So sad for that, but shout out to Banff. We got to get back.
Banff, hook them up. That's it. And his wife is a saint. Never met her, but she sounds like an absolute saint.
She's the best.
She is the best.
She's the best.
Okay, so we got through that, how much free stuff you get, but today a member of the media. So there's this podcast called Hello and Welcome. It's on the same network we're on. It's, bless you. Bless you. I can tell you're so excited to be a member of the media.
So excited. I'm allergic to it.
Yeah. Hello and Welcome by Will, Alex, and Jerome. It's about Raptors basketball. It's hilarious. But I was on there once talking about how much I hate press conferences because, as you know, I sound like a mouse. She brought that up multiple times today. This is me yelling. And whenever I try to get a question out, no one can hear me. It'll take 20 minutes for someone to help me out.
Can we pause and give a shout out to the newest Raptor, Colin Murray Boyles, Gamecock? Shout out to Colin. Killing Toronto. Go Cox.
Yeah, need to get him on the podcast. But does this mean you're going to watch Raptors games?
I would love to go to the Jungle Book. the Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park. I was gonna get there. Going to
the Jungle Book.
I was gonna get there. Jurassic Park. I've heard it's great.
Do you know any songs from the Jungle Book?
Come
on, you gotta whine
I feel like I have to.
Well, we'll get back to that. So Jurassic Park will have you there. Yes, we're very happy to have him as a member of the Raptors. But I'm on this podcast saying how much I hate press conferences. No one can hear me. I get really sweaty before I have to ask a question because it's intimidating in front of a bunch of people. And then today, we're like cattle. You get pushed around, back and forth. And then we're like hyenas trying to get a question in. So you were part of the problem today. You're part of the dark side. Tell me about your experience.
Well, it was okay for me because it was like I was going to talk to some old friends, but they were being bombarded by somebody else, and I was just waiting my turn to say hey to some friends. And then once we kind of made eye contact, and I had less of an issue getting to talk to them than you did, and it was nice. It was just like catching up with old friends with a microphone in their face and talking crap, trying not to embarrass them too much, but trying to embarrass them a little bit. And so yeah, that's why it just didn't feel like I was really a media guy today. It just felt like I was a friend with a mic.
Well, this is great for me today because I was friends with a friend with a mic who knew everybody. So I also got a loop in there, except for with Vladdy. It was amazing. You walk in, you get the first question. Talk a bit about that interaction with him, and we'll play some of it now.
I love Vladdy. Vladdy's awesome. He's a great teammate, great dude. It's good to see him again. And yeah, I didn't want to ask him some like stupid question like, how's it feel to be an All-Star? That 70 people are going to ask him today. So I knew he just got his 1,000th hit. I know he talked about what it meant to get to 3,000. So I wanted to ask him kind of the levels of what was important to him. And so I did. And here it is. Vladdy, what's up, brother? Hey, congratulations. Number 3, right?
Yeah. No, number 5.
Number 5.
Way to go, Whit.
My bad.
You're good.
Hey, you just got your 1,000th hit, right?
Yes.
Congratulations on
Thank
that.
you.
All right, so tell me 1, 2, and 3 here. 3,000 hits, 10 Gold Gloves, or 1 more home run than your dad. What was the most important to you?
1 home run more than my dad.
That's first?
Yeah, that's first.
How many does he have?
He have 449.
So
Me 450. I'm fine.
So in like what, 3-4 years?
Yeah, 3-4 years.
You got it.
I'm
okay,
got
easy.
It. Easy. Yeah.
Hey, congratulations, brother. Good to see you.
So we just heard that answer from Vladdy. Then you left and were gone for what felt like 45 minutes while I was politely trying to ask him a question where it was me and maybe 20 other Spanish media who were just yelling at him, a whole bunch of things I didn't understand, but it sounded great. And then finally, Tito, the Saint, who's their interpreter or his translator, whatever the proper title is, says, I'll help you, and taps Vlad, and Vlad's like, oh, hey. And I asked him this. He said his favorite place to hit a home run is in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
So we know Yankees fans are going to love that and then not love that. And then I'm going to hear about that for the rest of my life. So thanks for that, Vladdy.
Yeah, I mean, when you hit a home run at a place that you don't, you really like beating, a team that you really like beating, I mean, that's got to be sweet.
You spoke to a lot of your opponents today, also former teammates. I want to talk about Captain Kyle.
Coach Kyle.
Coach Kyle.
Mr. Coach Kyle.
You had this whole plan where you're going to sit in his seat.
Yeah.
And then it got foiled because the media got kicked out and had to come back in. And just real quick, shout out to Nate, who has been with us all day. We originally started to film the podcast inside of Coca-Cola Roxy or whatever the official title is, right across from Truist Park. Now we're outside where I know the sun is going in and out and he's trying to handle that. So hero of the day, Nate. Hero of the day.
My man, Nate. Shout out.
But let's go to Captain Kyle and Coach Kyle. And that was your first interview of the day.
It was, yeah. Coach Kyle, let's talk about you.
Please, what?
I'm such an average fan of yours. I want to talk about your progression as a hitter.
Oh.
You were this blue-collar, hard-nosed, big power, low average hitter, and you've transitioned into a well-rounded hitter. You're doing everything now. You're hitting for average, you're hitting for power.
Yeah.
You're doing all the things that you were doing before, but now you've included some base hits and not striking out as much, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that contributed from going from that blue-collar mentality to more of a white-collar, look-at-me kind of guy?
For different prefaces, I would say being able to have Whit Merrifield as my locker mate for half a season unfortunately.
How many?
No.
I know the answer here. I'm cutting you off. I know the answer. How many swag do you wear as a DH? I think it's the most in the league.
Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there. You know, I'm trying to stay youthful. You know, all these white hairs I get now, you know, it's like I'm just trying to keep up with this youth movement in the game. And it's helped. I mean, look at me. More base hits. I'm running more with. I'm trying to be like you, trying to steal bases more.
Well, it's no wonder you can't play defense. There's no way you can play defense and come in and get everything on that you needed to hit.
Yeah, I know. It's what you know what? It's funny. I played left field a month and a half ago and had to sprint in, you know, I was a little winded. And next thing you know, I was in the on-deck circle. Trey hit the ball, and I didn't know what to do. So I ran up with the donut on, and I called time, and then I went back to on-deck circle.
That's incredible. Hey, I just want to say hello. Good to see you, brother. Miss you, love you. Yeah. Mr. Coach Kyle, one of my favorites. Just a great guy to go back and forth with, to talk crap to, have him talk crap back. He takes it well and dishes it pretty good. And just wanted to take him down a notch. I mean, he's known as this like Midwestern, like tough, blue collar type guy. When really you kind of get behind the scenes, he's pretty soft. Great hitter, a lot of power, but he's pretty soft. And I just wanted to point out all of his swag. And I didn't get to go through it with him, but I'll go through it with you. The guy's a DH, and he's got a shin guard, elbow guard, arm sleeve, double hand pads, batting gloves on top, double wrist pads. He's got C-flap. He's got headband. He's got glasses during the day. And I just don't know if he was playing a position, how he could come back and get all that on. And not only that, but when the other team's in the field, grinding out, playing defense, he's in the cage, not stretching himself, but having a member of the strength staff come down and stretch him while he's waiting to go back and hit. He's got 5 at-bats during the day. That's all he's got to do, and you would think that the man's training for a freaking Iron Man or something. Kyle's the best. Nobody works harder and is prep more. Sometimes he's a little high maintenance, you know? We all are, but he's pretty high maintenance, and I don't want him to fool anybody.
You sure are too. Don't fool anybody with. One of the first messages.
That was one of the first things I told you. Hey, I'm going to be pretty high maintenance here.
One of us needs to be. But I wanted to ask him about, you guys played in the London Stadium series together.
Yep.
So you played at some pretty cool moments. You had 3 All-Star games, like I need to bring up over and over again, like you mentioned. What was it like playing there? Like that, because it's not a ballpark. They made it into a ballpark, and it's tens of thousands of fans that are hungry to see baseball. It's the first time they may have ever saw a major league game.
It was really cool. Yeah, just to see I'll say soccer stadium, because that's football stadium. What do you say in Canada?
Soccer.
Okay. Soccer stadium.
North America, we say soccer.
Okay. Well, I don't know if Mexico does, but, you know, if you want to
Oh, my bad. Getting canceled again.
I mean, come on now.
Sorry.
Mexico, South America.
Yes. Whoa, you're canceled
Mexico
this
and
time.
South America? What school did you go to?
All I'm going to say is one of us
and you went along with that?
I like to be right.
Central America.
How about this?
Mexico is
In
North
Canada
America.
and
but
in USA, we say
Panama,
soccer.
Venezuela, all that is Central America.
So
Mexico is North America.
Oh, I'm never
Let's
living
go,
this
guys. Come
down.
on.
It's like
Social
Kansas
Studies
Royals
lesson,
all over
101.
again.
What were we talking about? Oh, playing in London. That was a really cool experience. Getting to see a soccer stadium and then like how they did the baseball field in the soccer stadium. I liked it more because I hit a homer there. It was about the only good thing I did as a member
Run
of
homer,
as a
didn't
member
you?
of the Phillies. It was a big homer, big
Yeah.
3-run homer. So like I said, I hit a homer in 3 different countries because Canada is a country, America is a country, and Great Britain is a country. So I don't know if you knew that, but there's different countries. So 3 different countries I got to hit a
I'm already
homer.
failing.
But it was a really cool experience, and I'm glad we got to do it. My first time in Europe, actually, that was.
I was just kidding. North America includes Mexico, and they definitely say football. I was just testing your knowledge. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
We're living up to
Wow.
the blonde moment here. Although I appreciate Nate for always having my back because I'm wrong all the time. And this we know. Well, I thought that was cool that you guys played together in London. You played in Philly. And then you had this magical moment together today. But you also had a magical moment with Jason Adam, after he had a moment with a puppet. Have you ever been interviewed by a puppet before?
I haven't. And, whatever. If that's your shtick, love it. Go with it. But the poor girl, she didn't commit. She asked him the question, then she said, now we got a puppet question. And she stuck the puppet in his face and then just started talking like a normal question without, like, moving the puppet's mouth. Or if you're going to do it, you got to do it. You got to know the ventriloquism. Right? It's got to be right. Ventriloquism.
I've been wrong every single time on this podcast in 3 episodes.
You gotta be able to talk without moving your lips. You gotta be able to move the puppet along with the words. She wasn't doing nothing. She was just sticking the puppet in his face. So that was the one thing I had an issue with. But yeah, that was a funny moment.
That was an amazing moment. I ask usually outside the box questions. I do not have the cojones to bring a puppet to an athlete and put it in their face and ask a question. But you did have some questions and moments with him. Let's just take a quick listen to that. I co-host a podcast with Whit called 6 Inning Stretch.
So sorry.
Thank you for this, but have you ever been interviewed by a puppet before, Whit?
No, that was a first for me. That was a treat. Yeah, I hope for more.
I just have some random fun all-star questions. What is your favorite ballpark to be in for the meal?
For the meal.
Pre-game meal.
If you can't hear, let me know. She talks really softly.
So with the chest.
I can translate.
Favorite meal? I mean, Yankee Stadium, probably most consistent. Yeah.
Translate this. Who has the ugliest jersey?
The ugliest jersey.
Ooh. Golly.
That's a weird question.
That's a tough
It's a weird question. You don't ever think about the ugliest jersey.
Yeah, ugliest jersey.
I heard what you
Give
said.
me 3
Doesn't mean
options.
it's a weird
Or you could
question.
say ugliest media day fit.
Ugliest media day fit.
Are you looking at me?
Yeah, no. Just came from the links.
You know, me and Jason go way back. We've been through a lot together. I was there when he met his wife.
Yeah.
I walked him through his sprained ankle.
Yep. I signed autographs for Whit.
He stayed with me. Well, so he signed, short story, signed last minute, stayed on the couch, asked what he could do for payment. I said, tell you what, you sign on my fan mail and write letters back to every individual that sent me fan mail, and you could stay. And we had a great
paid
time.
rent. It was awesome. Yeah. So sorry, but my signature was dialed.
It was great. This is the best dude in baseball. Yeah, he is.
Best dude in baseball.
No.
Good to see you.
What I took out of this entire thing is that he would sign autographs for you. So out in the world, potentially thousands of autographs that aren't actually yours. This I am not mad about. I think this is a bit of a legendary move.
I wouldn't say thousands, but definitely hundreds. Yeah. I mean, he's such a sweetheart of a guy, and he signed with us late in spring training to where he didn't have anywhere to stay. So obviously we offered him to stay with us, and he was kind of sleeping in the living room on an air mattress, I think, and came up to me and was like, hey, man, like, just let me know what I owe for rent. And I was like, I'll tell you what, how about you don't pay us anything, but I just had a good year, so my fan mail was kind of piling up. It's like, sign on my fan mail for me, and let's write each person that writes me a letter something back. It kind of really personalize it. And he was like, deal. So we spent probably a week going through it all and had some really funny back and forth with people. And I remember one in particular, this little kid wrote us and saying that his sister was my biggest fan, and that she sold a bunch of Girl Scout cookies to save up to buy a ticket to come to one of our games. And we had just bought a box of Girl Scouts. And so we decided to write back and sign the card and write back and say, appreciate you being a fan. Thanks for all your support. Thank your sister for hustling for us. Here's a Girl Scout cookie to return the favor. So we put a Caramel Delight in the return envelope and sent it back to him. And I actually saw him a couple months later, and he thanked us for the Girl Scout cookie. So we know we made it to him, which was kind of a cool moment. But shout out to Jason, man. I got so many stories about him. He's just the ultimate yes man, nicest guy in the world, and is down for anything. And poor kid's got 4 girls now, and he's the perfect guy to have 4 girls.
Do you still get fan mail? Or is it more like weird DMs?
I do sometimes. Like they'll forward me stuff from Kansas City or Atlanta or somewhere that'll come in. They'll forward it to me.
Okay, but you're not sending any more girl guides. But you actually now sign them? Okay.
Sometimes if it seems genuine. I'm we've talked about the binder virgins. This is just their way of being creative, and I don't know.
So that's in a future
not a
episode.
big card guy.
So people actually don't know about binder virgins. So
Okay.
go through it now with what that is, and you'll hear it again when we interview Ernie. But for those,
the binder virgins are the guys that are just posted up outside the hotel, outside the park, with these big binders full of cards, and they're not true. They're not really fans, which is my problem. If they were genuine fans, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But they're not fans. And early on, I figured out they weren't fans because they didn't know who I was, and they were asking me to sign players that weren't me, or they were asking their buddy who I was, and then they would scroll through to their page that had my cards on them, and there's a lot of times where they were rude and in your space, and time like outside of the park when they would show up to the hotel. I don't have patience for them, and a lot of players don't either, and so yeah.
I've never understood how they find out where you guys are staying half the time, which I know it's usually the same hotel or times that they'll actually be there. I'm like, how long have you been waiting outside? Because when Kikuchi was recently in Toronto, I went and spoke to somebody on the team that's like from Toronto, was just catching up, and it was like 11 a.m. and they weren't leaving for hours from the hotel, and there was about 10 people there or 5, and I sent a photo to you being like, hey, they're outside.
The hotel is one thing, because most of the time, like, most teams stay in like one of 3 hotels or something, so you kind of get a feel for who's staying where. But the things that amaze me is, like, I would fly in for spring training, and I'd get off the plane, and I'd go down to baggage claim, and they'd be waiting in baggage claim for me. I'm like, how'd you know what flight I was on? That was the ones that, I don't know, I don't have a lot of sympathy for them or a lot of love for them, so I try to avoid those guys.
Well, today you were really kind. A lot of people were coming up to asking for signatures or selfies, so
fans,
they were
true fans. I got no problem with fans.
I get it.
I love
get
fans.
It. Yeah.
Binder virgins, not a fan.
You'd love a fan right now because, again, it is the face of
I would love
the
a
sun
fan,
right
a literal fan. Yeah.
You also had a moment with possibly the Pope's favorite player and someone that loves the Pope.
Yeah, Shane Smith, White Sox rookie pitcher, first All-Star game. Shout out to Shane. He was my brother's college roommate. And I remember I used to send him, I used to get cases of beer from this deal we had in Kansas City, and I used to send them to my brother. And so I probably put a couple, the freshman 15 was probably a lot of my doing to Shane. But he's got a great story. Battled a lot of injuries in college and was a non-drafted free agent when he signed and just worked his way up, and just great story, great kid. Pitched for the White Sox, and if you didn't know, he's the Pope is a big White Sox fan. And having lunch with my brother today, I said, what do you got on Shane? Give me something. He said, well, he had a great Halloween costume. Sent me a picture of the Pope. So I said, Shane, you got to show this to the Pope. You're going to be his favorite player. And Shane laughed because obviously that was a fond memory of his. Do you think that you're the Pope's favorite player?
I don't know. I saw the Pope got a Balkan Erico a signed jersey for that 2000.
Yeah, but does he know about that?
How did I have an idea that was going to come out of this? You should show him that. And see
We should.
Yeah.
We should.
I could be. It could not be. Who knows?
How you feeling, man? Feel good?
Good. Yeah. Feel good.
Enjoy this. Get all the gear, all the autographs.
Yeah.
Soak it up.
Yeah. It's I'm stuck in the AL Central corner over there. I'm in the middle of all the Tigers.
Are you?
Yeah. So it's pretty cool to talk to
venture in
them.
there. Yeah. Venture out.
I love that interaction, but I also love when this airs. So Monday is the media day. All-Star game is Tuesday. This episode is dropping on the Wednesday. So the home run derby already happened. And before that, you spoke to Matt Olson. You didn't care about potentially jinxing anything. You went in there hot.
Yeah, Ole's great because Ole's he's a pretty monotone guy. So he's really got a really dry sense of humor, and he can get pretty funny, and he really likes it when he gets you. And so I just wanted to go up and ask him something just nice, like, are you nervous? He said, yeah. I said, what are you more nervous for? That you're going to swing and miss, or that you're going to not hit a homer in front of your hometown ballpark? And, hopefully that put a little bit of thoughts in the back of his head, and I could have got him right there.
We'll see.
We'll see. Hopefully he swings and misses, because I know he's going to hit a homer. But if he swings and misses once, I'll take full credit for that.
Matt, I'm the co-host of 6 Inning Stretch with the legend Whit Merrifield. How happy were you to see him today? I hear that a lot.
Scale of 1 to 10, about a 1.
A 1.
Yeah.
What was he like as a teammate?
Complains a lot. Like fake hustle guy, kind of.
Yeah, big time.
No,
Matt, I
I'm
have
kidding.
a question about the Derby. I don't care what you gotta say about me, but let's talk about the Derby. Are you nervous?
Yeah, there's going to be some butterflies when you first step in.
Are you more nervous that you're not gonna hit a homer or that you're gonna swing and miss?
No, there's a good chance I swing and miss. I'm fine with that. Yeah,
Who's throwing to you?
Eddie.
Oh, wow.
Eddie Perez. Yeah. No, I've swung and missed in normal BP before, so it's on the table. But
Well, good luck. My
hopefully-
money's not gonna be on you, but I'll be cheering for you.
Great.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm cheering for you. Sorry for him. Thanks, Matt. I want to go to the 2023 All-Star with Seattle, right?
Yeah.
And so you were there with Jordan or J-Ro, Romy, Romano, I don't know. I'm trying
Romy.
to guess what you call it.
Romy.
Okay, Romy. Vladdy, Bo, and yourself. What were all the things you had to do on a day like today? Like, was there media shoots, all this other stuff, a bunch of social media stuff?
Yeah, so you get in Sunday night, and that's when a lot of the parties are. And then there's the big parties tonight, Monday night after the Derby. But Monday in the morning, so usually you have some like individual one-offs in the morning where you got whatever individual stuff to do set up through your team or agency or whatever it is. And then you have your gifting suite is today before that. And then there's a big luncheon. And then you come to the park. You have like an hour of, they put a huge table in the middle of the locker room. And it's the time where you get all your stuff signed by the team. So you'll have a box of balls, you'll have bats, jerseys, helmets, whatever you want signed. Put it on the table, and everybody takes about an hour to go around and sign everybody's stuff, which is cool. And then you go from that to media day, spend 45 minutes talking to schmucks like us, and then you go in.
You said like us.
Like
yes,
us.
one of us.
And then you go and you have your workout, where you just workout is a very loose term, where you just go and kind of bullshit on the field with the guys, talk to the guys, take BP if you want. And then the home run derby guys kind of get prepped for the derby. You come in, pour a drink, go find your seat for the derby and watch the derby, stay as long as you want, and then go to the party.
So you met Shaq and
Met Shaq.
all these supermodels and amazing humans. Who are some of the other random people that you've met through the 3 All-Star appearances you've had, or like exciting people? So we already know you're big time, but somebody you were excited to run across. Because if you
during
remember,
the All-Star game?
Yeah.
Shaq is the one that sticks out the most. Travis Kelce was there in Cleveland. I'm trying to think of Colorado. Funny story about Colorado was, so I was going in. I didn't start the game, and so I'm going in. This has nothing to do with meeting anybody. So your question is getting thrown to the side.
Like normal all day today.
Right.
He reinterprets my question.
I'm going in. It's about time for me to go get loose to come in the game. And in Colorado, you know what an L screen is? Have you ever heard of an L screen?
No.
It's this protective screen that the pitcher, the batting practice guy, stands behind so he doesn't get smoked.
Screen name. Okay.
So there's one down in the cage, and it's a cast iron L screen. It's super heavy, but the guy's flipping me balls. I'm just getting loose, taking a couple swings, and I hit one, and it hits the post. And most of the posts are covered with padding. This one's not for whatever reason, and it comes back and it smokes me square in the eye. And if you see, I got a big black eye underneath my thing, underneath my eye, and I mean, it hit me hard to where everyone stopped and was like genuinely asking if I was okay. I was like, oh, I'm fine. And they're like, you want to go in? I was like, well, yeah, like this is an All-Star game. I want to play. And I don't really care if I can't see. It doesn't matter. It doesn't count. So I'm going to give it the best I got. So I had this big black eye under my eye. And
were you fine though, for real?
Yeah, no, I was
Remember
good.
that?
I was
okay.
good. I'm a hockey player. I'm tough.
Do you even know how to skate?
I could learn to skate
Yeah,
real quick.
I thought so. I thought so. You're all talk.
Well, I mean, it's like this. We don't have many ice rinks where I grew up.
Austin Matthews, elite player from Arizona. What's your excuse? Come on, there's a couple rings. He's got none. Okay.
I was playing basketball and football and baseball, and I had no hockey background. But now I do, so maybe I'll learn to skate. And by this time next year, I'll show you all my tricks.
Clip that, people. Have it out there. Something we never discussed beforehand, but in the All-Star game, we don't know what's going to happen by the time this airs on Wednesday. But they are using the automatic ball strike challenge system. Yeah. Let me know your thoughts. I know that.
Well, first off, let me clarify by
ABS.
saying I was just dicking around about the skating thing. Like, I think hockey players are the most athletic, insane athletes on the planet. What they do. So no, I can't skate, and I'm not gonna learn to skate because
what? Come on,
I'm too old and unathletic. Oh, I'm pretty athletic. Shout out to me, but but I have no interest in trying to get really good at skating.
Shout out to
what was the question? ABS.
ABS.
I think the challenge system, if they can get it to where the technology is perfect and they don't miss, and they can find a way to implement it correctly, I think it'll be a really good thing for our game. I don't think they ever need to go to full ABS, but I think the challenge system could be a good thing. You're seeing it in tennis, you're seeing it in other sports, in football, and even basketball now, and even baseball outside of the ball strike. So I think it's good. I think we need to hold umpires accountable and challenge them to get better. I don't think they care about getting better, which is a problem. And I think that's the biggest thing is umpires need to get better at their job. And we wouldn't be having these discussions, but they're human, and I think that's part of it. But there's needs to be some accountability held on the umpires like there is on the players. So I think the ABS will do that, and I think it's a good thing.
Shout out to you, Whit. Shout out
to me.
That reminded me of something I wanted to ask you earlier. Is I want you to tell me which one of the All-Stars do you think said this quote, okay?
All right.
I've had a lot of memories in my life, and sometimes you kind of have to dump the small ones to make room for the bigger ones.
Just like All-Star in general?
Just an All-Star in general.
All
of the All-Stars in the history of All-Stars.
You gotta make room for the bigger ones. That sounds like...
I've had a lot of memories in my life, and sometimes you kind of have to dump the small ones to make room for the bigger ones.
Sounds like a big shot. We already talked about Derek Jeter, so I don't think you'd circle back to him.
They're a big shot.
I didn't say that. At least I don't think I said that. Let's say Big Papi.
Kenny Powers, Eastbound Down, not a real All-Star, but your moment, shout out to it, reminded me of that so bad. Did you watch Eastbound Down when you were playing baseball or after, and how much of it is real?
I didn't watch Eastbound Down. I feel like I would have loved it. It's not too late. Yeah, it's not too late. I know, but I know who Kenny Powers is, obviously, but no, I never never got into that.
Please, your assignment for this entire podcast is just
I even know the song. Eastbound Down, something.
Here comes that theater major coming out.
Yeah.
Danny McBride created that. I want him on this podcast to talk about the backstory of this. Like, there were some players that would make cameos. Will Ferrell has a hilarious cameo. Please just go watch episode 1. I know you will love it because your sense of humor and because we're best friends. Batters up and the Buds are stepping up to the plate. Budweiser is encouraging all Buds to make time for baseball this summer. And we were in Atlanta for this episode for All-Star Game, which means we're in the middle of baseball season and it's the best time of year. Moments with your Buds, they're priceless. Savor the summer weather while cheering on your Toronto Blue Jays. The official partner of your Toronto Blue Jays, Budweiser. Baseball is better with your Buds. Limited edition of the Blue Jays Budweiser cans are now available at your local LCBO. Before we get into Fans on Deck, we do need to talk about your shirt. We got another golf one. Who are we repping today?
We're repping since we're in Atlanta, my favorite course here in Atlanta, Peachtree. Shout out to Peachtree. Awesome. Just an incredible course. It's like you're going back in time when you go play it. I think one of the Civil War generals, like during the fight, like posted up there and used the clubhouse as home base for a minute, and it's like it hasn't been touched since the Civil War. It's like it's really, really cool how dated it is and how they've kept it old school, and it's never a blade of grass out of place. Just an incredible, incredible place, and shout out to Peachtree, one of my favorites.
Now it's time to shout out to anyone that listens or watches this podcast adventure that we're on for Fans on Deck. Thank you to those who have submitted questions, whether it be on Twitter, X, Instagram, YouTube, in person. People are coming up at the Jays game and telling me questions to ask you, but also a lot of people asking me to get you to autograph stuff for them. So I'm just going to say right now, although we're best friends, I don't have that much pull with Whit. So please stop asking.
Pause on that. Warmer Peachtree favorite quote about Peachtree. Alistair McKenzie designed the course, same guy that designed Augusta National. And someone asked him one time which course of the ones he designed he liked better, Augusta or Peachtree. And he said, all the mistakes I made at Augusta National, I didn't make at Peachtree. So that's a pretty cool thing to have about your club. And now we'll go back to your question.
Thank you for coming back to my question, which is a great question because it's not my own question.
I wasn't listening because I was thinking about the quote, so you have to repeat it.
Okay, thank you so much. It's time for Fans on Deck.
Fans on Deck.
Whit is completely engaged in listening. Thank you to everybody. I was saying people need to stop asking me to get you to sign stuff.
That's right.
Because we're not that big of best friends. And, well, we are. So please sign like 80 things I brought for you. But this is a question that since our show launched, episode 1 was July 2nd. I've been asked multiple times in person. It's probably the top question that has been submitted. So I'm just lumping everyone's question together for this one. Thank you again to everyone that has submitted and giving it to Elizabeth Hart.
Shout out you guys.
Shout out you guys. Elizabeth Hart, she said she was a little surprised that you gave Toronto such a shout out, but pleased to hear that you had a good time there. But curious how you felt about the post-game celebrations because it sure didn't look like you enjoyed it. And attached is a clip of Vladdy dousing you in water or Gatorade. And we've been getting that a lot.
I remember that.
You hate it?
No, I remember that because I remember a lot of people reached out about like, why, like, Vladdy needs to stop that. Well, like, it's obvious guys hate it. It's obvious, like, you hated it. And I didn't hate it at all. It was just my sarcastic facial expression to Vladdy at the time. Like, I think it might have been a cooler day or something. And I was kind of giving him like I know you're going to do this, but it's cold outside. So if we can maybe like pause it for today, I would love that. Knowing full and well he's going to come out and do it. But I love the Vladdy splash, and I never had an issue with it. The face you might not know me well enough. Hopefully you will soon after this podcast, but that's just a sarcastic face between two friends. And no, I have zero issue with the Gatorade baths and never have and never will. So if you thought I did, sorry, but you're wrong.
Big moment right now. Vladdy is actually going to give you a Gatorade splash right now.
Oh, that'd be awesome. This is the one time I'd look at him with a joyful face, and you guys would know exactly what I meant.
A gleam in your eye. You won't have to fix your face. It would be perfect for the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you again for everyone that submitted. Keep those questions coming in for Whit for the next Fans on Deck. Once again, you are listening to 6 Inning Stretch with Whit Merrifield and Lindsay Dunn, presented by Betway. Thanks for watching this video. If you want more interviews, analysis, or Blue Jays news from the 6 Inning Stretch, make sure to hit the subscribe button below or watch more of our content over here.